The Spy in the Bag, Britain's most baffling mystery. Dark, mysterious music. What if I told you about a mathematical genius who worked for Britain's most secretive intelligence agencies, who vanished without a trace, only to be found dead inside a locked bag in his own bathtub? This isn't fiction. This is the true story of Gareth Williams, the spy who became known as the Man in the Bag. And it's a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Welcome to Dark Curiosity. The Prodigy, 0:30 to 2 o'clock. Gareth Williams wasn't your typical spy. Born on September 26, 1978 in Valley, Anglesey, Wales, Gareth was what you'd call a genuine prodigy. While most teenagers were worrying about their GCSEs, Gareth was studying mathematics at university at the age of 13. He graduated with a first-class degree at just 17 years old. By 18, he was pursuing his PhD at the University of Manchester. But Gareth's brilliance didn't stop at mathematics. His exceptional skills caught the attention of GCHQ, Britain's government communications headquarters, the agency responsible for signals intelligence and cybersecurity. In 2001, at just 22 years old, he began his career as a code breaker. Gareth was quiet, private, and preferred the countryside to city life. He was a keen cyclist and walker. Those who knew him described him as a country boy who valued his privacy above all else. He was fluent in Welsh, which was his first language, and lived a relatively solitary life. In 2009, his exceptional talents earned him a secondment to MI6, Britain's secret intelligence service. He moved to London working on highly classified projects. But Gareth didn't enjoy the London lifestyle. He disliked what his sister later described as the flash car competitions and post-work drinking culture at MI6. He wanted to return to Cheltenham, to GCHQ, to the countryside he loved. He was scheduled to return in September 2010. He never made it. The disappearance, 2 to 3:30. On August 16, 2010, Gareth Williams failed to attend a meeting at MI6 headquarters. This was unusual. Gareth was meticulous, professional, reliable, but his absence didn't immediately raise alarms. One day passed, then another, then a week. Incredibly, despite his failure to show up for work at one of the world's most secretive intelligence agencies, MI6 didn't report him missing for 5 days. His family hadn't heard from him in over 10 days and were growing increasingly concerned. Finally, on August 23, 2010, a full week after he was last seen, police conducted a welfare check at Gareth's flat in Pimlico, central London. The flat was owned by the security services and located just a short walk from MI6 headquarters. Officers let themselves in with a spare key. The curtains were drawn. The flat was immaculately tidy, everything in perfect order. The heating was turned up to full blast, despite it being the height of summer. And then they found the bathroom. The discovery, 3:30 to 5. Inside the ensuite bathroom of the main bedroom, police officers discovered something that would baffle investigators for years to come. In the bathtub sat a red North Face holdall, a sports bag. It was padlocked shut from the outside. Inside that bag was the naked, decomposing body of Gareth Williams. The key to the padlock? It was found inside the bag, underneath his body. Let that sink in for a moment. A man locked inside a bag from the outside with the key inside with him. The scene raised immediate questions. There were no signs of forced entry to the flat. There was no evidence of a struggle. Gareth's fingerprints were not found on the padlock, the zip, or even the rim of the bathtub. But there was also no evidence of anyone else being present. One of Gareth's phones had been wiped, reset to factory settings in the hours surrounding his death. A door handle had been removed from somewhere in the flat. On the table in the living room, officers found 4 items: a mobile phone, 2 SIM cards, and a woman's wig. The body had been decomposing for at least a week in the sweltering heat. The toxicology reports would prove inconclusive. It was impossible to determine whether Gareth had died inside the bag or before being placed in it. No definitive cause of death could be established, though suffocation was suspected. The investigation was about to get even stranger.